And we're back. Less than 12 hours after TikTok voluntarily withdrew its services from the United States, service has been restored after some comments from Donald Trump. Specifically comments such as saying that he will issue an executive order on Monday, significantly delaying the TikTok ban, and other posts on Truth Social talking about trying to find a way to keep the app functioning in the United States, which is wild considering the history of this issue. The original TikTok ban started shortly after June 2020 when Donald Trump got trolled by TikTok teens and K-pop stans. He was giving away free tickets for a rally with the idea of packing the house. A bunch of kids on TikTok decided to claim those free tickets, so he got a bigger venue and then they could not fill the venue. The picture that you see right here is one where they actually got the crowd together for one photo for the press, but he ultimately ended up wasting a lot of money because he got trolled by TikTok. Well, that made the Trump campaign so mad that he signed an executive order that will effectively ban the use of TikTok in the United States, citing honestly very valid and real security concerns. And this became a bipartisan issue. The Democrats also had issues with TikTok, both its effects on children's brain and security concerns. So after a law went through Congress, Joe Biden signed it into effect, effectively reinforcing Trump's TikTok ban. And it went to the Supreme Court and they said yes. But then something wild happened. TikTok became useful to Donald Trump during the last election because of the wedge it drew between Gen Z and traditional left-wing support over the Palestinian genocide, and was one of the key ways in which he was able to move the youth vote to his side. And suddenly, as soon as this app is useful, instead of just trolling, it's not getting banned. And this is genuinely frightening to me because it's part of a bigger trend that I've been complaining about for a long time here on the channel of tech oligarchs assuming even more power. And in this case, they're all kind of under Trump's thumb, or at least working together, or at least with the administration. Elon Musk calls himself the first buddy. He's going to have an office in the White House. Jeff Bezos is on board. Mark Zuckerberg is on board in a big way. I'm sure you've all seen the short form content that I've been making about the changes at Meta and how they're all donating to the inauguration fund. But other big tech companies like Google and Apple and others are all basically kissing the ring or bending the knee in some capacity. And that's frightening to me because all of the big tech companies, and especially the social media ones, are collaborating to reinforce what I believe is anti-intellectualism personified. It kind of makes the entire internet feel hostile for somebody like me who more or less dedicates my life to science and education and that kind of stuff. But I should have known. It's been coming for a long time. My personal TikTok has been restored, which I'm sure that many of you have seen before. But in case you haven't, you could follow me there or maybe not. I was getting ready to quit here because I actually got shadow banned 2 months ago. Literally 1 day after the election, I was instantly shadow banned on TikTok, and I went from getting millions of views to, you can see thousands, hundreds here. A lot of it just got a lot rougher. And I still genuinely haven't figured that out yet. I was kind of getting ready to just give up the ghost and jump off to a different platform. It's why you saw so much short form content showing up here on this platform, because it just wasn't doing it on TikTok. So if TikTok got banned, I was like, okay, whatever. I'm already shadow banned there. I'll move on to the next thing. But now that it's not going to get banned, I now have to find out a way to circumvent or undo the shadow ban so I can get back onto my science and tech content business here instead of just letting it die. So that's a little bit frustrating in a way. I was kind of ready to move on from that. But there's nowhere else for me to go. If I go and post on X, I have to play by Elon's rules. If I go and I want to do something on Meta, I have to play by Mark Zuckerberg's rules. And all of these people are all playing by one man's rules. And the rule is, how much can we enrich this man and each other? And it's really frustrating for me. We're going to go ahead and do a little transition here. This video is happening so fast today. I had time to plan nothing. It's all unscripted right off of my chest. I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on, and I'm going to say that I genuinely believe the reason that the service has been restored here for TikTok is because somebody at that company a year ago, when it underwent a big redshift in algorithm, started tracking data. And then that whole like Palestinian genocide wedge that they pushed really hard during the election, sometime shortly after the election, I think some representative from that company went to go make a presentation to Trump to show just how useful the app was at driving a wedge or divide or just exploiting a weakness in what is typically a very left-wing demographic, being Gen Z. And somebody seeing that that's useful is going to unban it because they want to use it for themselves. And this is frightening to me because I've spent about the last 10 years of my adult life complaining about Trump stuff, trying to get people off of the Trump train, trying to get any of my audience or fans to go anywhere else, because it's the exact opposite of everything that I am or that I want to be. I built this channel and everything on honesty, transparency, data analytics, a focus on science and accuracy, meaningful philosophy and stuff like that, like really good educational content. And the Trump train is basically anti-intellectualism personified. It is all about myth, worshiping the strong man. It's totally scientifically inaccurate nonsense constantly, just general nonsense and lies constantly, goalpost shifting. It's truly Orwellian, because I guarantee you, one of the things that drives me mad about this is that Trump started the TikTok ban and effectively got that ball rolling and was pro-TikTok ban for 4 years up until it was useful for him. It gets banned. He's going to unban it on the first day of his presidency after starting the ban. So it's going to be Donald Trump saves TikTok, which is going to further endear Gen Z to him. And ByteDance is going to be beholden to him. So they're going to push more right-wing content. They're probably going to suppress the hell out of anything LGBTQ. So that's going to be kind of rough. And it feels like the internet itself is going to be hostile to somebody that's not on board the red wave that's coming. The tech oligarchs are on board. The companies are all on board. There's a huge amount of people that are on board. The generation younger than me is on board. The new web ecosystem is going to be very hostile to me. Even if I wasn't here constantly complaining about it, it's going to be hostile to me just because I will analyze scientific topics and talk about philosophy. Just trying to be educational is honestly the antithesis of what they want the internet to be, which is a big dumb pipe that can be used to manipulate people by pumping nonsense into their brains like, oh God, I'm just rambling. I'm so mad. This is so stressful. And it doesn't address anything, any of the problems with TikTok. It's been unbanned, but there is no changes whatsoever to any of the accusations or any of the systems or methods that supposedly was being used by China to spy on us with TikTok. There's been no change in ownership or organization or relationship structure between TikTok and the CCCP. There's been no changes to dark patterns, no changes to addictive algorithms, no changes to targeting children, no changes to selling data to data brokers. None of that wildly destructive stuff that gives our kids incurable ADD and a social media addiction has been addressed. The only thing that has been addressed is that the app is now beholden to one man, and they will owe him favors. And all of the other American tech oligarchs are going to do the exact same thing, and they're going to continue farming us like we're serfs. They're going to extract as much value from our brains as humanly, or I guess since an AI is going to be running these algorithms, as artificially intelligently possible. They're just going to, I don't know, man, this stresses me out. It seems like we can't do anything consistently. We can't do anything for the right reasons. We don't actually care about the people being affected by this. This is just a big game. It's just a big, it's almost Lovecraftian in a way that these people are so rich and they control so much that you're literally just a pawn and they're moving the board around and you're just trying to survive the shuffle. It stresses me out. Can you tell that I'm stressed? I'm doing this whole video with no no script, no preparation, no nothing. I'm just winging it today and I'm feeling really bad. I didn't like that TikTok got banned because I had to change my entire business, but thankfully I had a month or two ahead of time to sort of see what was coming and plan, and I did all that, and now it's unbanned, so now I got to run back, but I also got to change the content again to apply to a new, basically whole internet ecosystem and try not to get censored and shut down like has already been happening. Oh God, I'm stressed. I really hate this. Sorry guys, this was total rant. This is Drifter Woke Up and had a bad morning. This is just bananas. This is bananas. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna take a break from politics and tech stuff for a little while. We're gonna talk about some products and some gaming stuff. I'm gonna try to do something a little wholesome, but I'm gonna keep posting videos about this. I think I'm starting, this is very childish, okay? I feel like I'm running like a rogue podcast almost. I feel like I'm one of very few people talking about this particular issue. So I feel like I do need to keep being a voice about how dangerous these addictive algorithms are, and I will keep preaching for all 5 of you that care to hear. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.